Hi there, my name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Ruben Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted, y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible.
Okay.
Now.
Okay, dokie.
And welcome everyone to our live RubenRubioTX live stream. Sorry about that. We were having some technical difficulties, but hopefully you can hear us now. I am 8-Bit Rich, and with us as always is RubenRubioTX himself. How's it going, Ruben?
We're doing pretty good today, thank God. We got really strong weather this morning. We got a lot of rain and wind and thunder and lightning, and I thought it was somebody else, but no, it was the outside. You know how that goes. Hey, well, I just want to say something real quickly. Today's my anniversary. This is my lovely wife. Many of you have seen my wife before, and I've talked about her. She's a very wonderful woman, and of course, she has to be a wonderful woman. She's, lasted 30 years, so she must be very, very wonderful. So today's our anniversary, and well, thank you for seeing us on the show today.
I just want to welcome Giovanna Correa also. Thank you for watching today.
Oh, thank you, guys.
And today's interesting topic, considering that you're talking about your anniversary and your wife, beneficiaries. That's an important topic to talk about in the insurance business.
Oh, yes.
But, I mean, when someone passes away, where does everything go? Who gets the benefit? And welcome, Alicia.
Yes, yes. This is a very important topic because most of my clients, they have either a very large life insurance policy or they have, just enough for final expenses. Now, on those that have large policies, most of them have what we call the mortgage cancellation, which we've talked about in the past. The way I set it up for most of my clients is that we put the mortgage company as the first beneficiary in the event of, unforeseen things, how things life goes, an accident, a heart attack, or any of those things that happen in life. That insurance will pay off their home or pay off some debts that they have, and the rest of the money will go directly to the family. The reason I've done this to most of my clients because, well, Richard, as we've spoken in the past, we don't know how we're gonna go. It could be an accident. It could be, unforeseen circumstances like we're seeing right now with the pandemic. I mean, I've got several clients that were super excellent health, very healthy. I mean, they even got higher ratings than most people because they were really in good shape. But unfortunately, they caught COVID and they are no longer at that rating because of complications. Some of them have heart problems now, some have kidney problems, some can't get around like they used to. I mean, this disease that has hit our nation has really affected a lot of people. And of course, not to knock them down or anything, but I've told them, like, with all the respect, it's a good thing that you got this policy when you did, because now your health changed. But you know what? The company will still see you the same way as they see you. So they're keeping their policies because now their health has changed, and there's no way to get back a policy when they were in super excellent health and now they're substandard. Now, the second reason we are talking about beneficiaries is because, well, you know how things happen, Richard. Unfortunately, maybe a family member passed away, a spouse, husband, or wife, in the state of Texas. I have to emphasize this. In the state of Texas, you legally have to place your husband or your wife as the first beneficiaries because it's the law. The only way we can circumvent that is, like I said, doing the mortgage cancellation, or I get a document saying, hey, you know what, unfortunately their health is substandard and they, we don't know what could happen. That's the only ways that we can change beneficiaries on some of these people. And of course, our loved ones, our spouse, well, you want to take care of them. You want to leave a legacy. As I showed you right now, my wife, if something happens to me, I want my wife to continue living the way she does. I mean, as things are, and things are the way they are, I go out and I go work, Richard. I go out there and, I have to do what I have to do. And if something happens to me, I want her to continue the same life that she has right now. Because, the light, gas, telephone, water bill, the mortgage, the car payments, those things don't stop. You know what I mean? They just simply don't stop. But going a little bit different here, let's go to other clients. I have clients who are now elderly, and to help them out, sometimes some of their children are responsible and some of their children are not responsible, and sometimes we have a client that said, you know what, my son was responsible, they moved away, and I need somebody to be in charge in the event something happens to me. Let's change it to my daughter or my other son. It is so important to do these changes. Now, most agents, they don't care about their clients, and they don't understand that there needs to be somebody there to help out mom or dad or one of their siblings. So I try to emphasize, hey, if you ever need to change beneficiary, you're just a phone call away from me. I'll pick up the phone, I'll go by your home, and I'll fill out all the proper forms, and we'll send it off to do the changes. And that's one good thing, because you never know. Life changes, and unfortunately, as we've been speaking the last 2 weeks, our friend, his son passed away, and well, he was one of the beneficiaries. So I had to make changes on their policy too, because this was something that was unforeseen. They haven't known exactly what's going to happen, if it's going to be an accident or it's going to be natural causes. That is something that the state of Texas will declare how that's going to continue, because they're the ones that decide how that is. Now, here's the other reason we change beneficiaries. I have clients that says, you know what, Mr. Rubio, I've got 5 grandkids. I want to leave $10,000 for each one. Well, I do a separate change of beneficiaries for them, and each one with their name, their address, and their social, and their date of birth. They all get, a piece of what that person wants to give to them, and it's within your right as the insured to distribute your money beforehand. Unfortunately, I have had the sad case that several people call me, hey, Mr. Rubio, mom died, and but my brother that was the beneficiary, he passed away too. Says, well, who do we have as a contingent? No, well, she didn't ever put anybody. They said, well, if I did the paperwork, I made sure that it was all up to date. And he said, well, no, you weren't the original agent. Somebody else came by and sold it, and it seems to be now your responsibility. Yeah, because since I'm the area manager, any of our agents go out, those clients aren't left unattended. They're not orphans. I take care of our clients. And if you call me, of course, I'll do the service work, and I'll change beneficiaries, and I'll put things into right perspectives. Last year, in December. Yeah, in December, I had a client call me, hey, Mr. Rubio, so-and-so passed away, but he left all the insurance money to a church. Okay. Says, but the pastor is no longer here, and that church doesn't exist. Says, can we do something about it? Not anymore. If the person is not alive, that has to go to probate. That has to go to court. Now there's legal problems there. And that's why I'm emphasizing today that if you don't have an agent that wants to take care of you, hey, I'm here able and willing to do any changes for you and help you out. My job is to make sure that that legacy, that benefit goes to the proper place that it needs to go. That's the reason we buy life insurance, to make sure that everything gets dispersed the correct way. Mhm.
All right. Well, I just want to welcome everyone to the stream that's watching right now. You're watching Ruben Rubio TX Live. If you'd like to follow us on social media across like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitch, you can find all our links on our website at RubenRubioTX.com. If you have any questions, also, you can leave them there or set up an appointment if you have any questions regarding life insurance and beneficiaries and how to set that up with a current insurance plan. Just want to thank Giovanna and Mauricio. They wish you a happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
And continuing with what we're talking about, I don't know, I think you've mentioned it before, but are there any state laws regarding who can be put as a beneficiary?
As long as they're family, as long as they have an insurable interest in the person. Let's say you no longer have children. I've got clients that no longer have children, or they no longer have a spouse, but they have a family friend. And of course I try to make things more easier for them, because when I offer you a policy, I offer you also on that policy a guide plan. Now that guide plan is for you to write down what your desires are. Hey, you know what, I bought this insurance with the purpose of paying my final expenses, for the purpose of paying this thing off, for paying the house off. Entonces, what I do is that I make sure that everything's up to date. And if you call me, I go by there and make sure that everything's okay. I make a copy for myself. In the event, how things happen. Oh, well, this disappeared, Mr. Rubio. Oh, well, guess what? I have a copy, and I have a copy to help out that person. I mean, because I'm sorry to say that, in today's society, there are people that try to take advantage of our elderly. And I make sure that that doesn't happen at all. I spoke to a family yesterday, particularly about this case. Their son doesn't live with them anymore, but he wants to know what's going on with mom and dad's policy. So I was there for about an hour and a half. I said, well, I'll explain everything. And he asked me all sorts of questions. Now, if the insurance does this, or if he dies in an accident, how, and I would explain to him, okay, natural death, we will pay so much of amount. Accidental death will pay the natural plus an additional benefit because they had an accidental benefit. Your mom and dad had already specified how they want this money to be distributed. So it's easier for the family members to know what their plans are. As I mentioned before, there are some clients that tell me, hey, you know what, I want to leave 10,000 to this one, 10,000 to that one, 10,000 to that one. Hey, well, let's write it down. And the day something happens, it's already in writing. It's got your signature as the owner and as the proposed insured. That's how things work. The state of Texas is very particular, Ralph. I've run across people that tell me, well, you know what, this sounds important, but I'm going to wait a while. No, we can't wait. The state of Texas is very specific. If you were to pass away at a certain time frame, and you don't have beneficiaries, the state picks up that property, picks up that life insurance, and they hold that money until you go to probate, until you go to court. And there's no way of releasing monies. There's no way. I think I've mentioned in the past the story of that family that died on me in Harlingen. It was a mom and dad, and they had 3 kids. And they decided to go Christmas shopping a couple of days before Christmas. And they didn't make it back. They were in a very bad accident. Both of them passed away. But I had made sure that they had that policy the way I set it up, with the mortgage cancellation that paid off their home. But in this instance, both mom and dad died. So both insurances paid halfway, and the rest of the money was now part of the family. He had his second beneficiaries, she had her second beneficiaries. Now it got a little complicated because they had 3 kids, but that was something that the families, both of them had their parents. So both of them decided how they were going to divide the kids, how it was going to be done. So it's a situation that is very hard, Richard, to go through.
Yeah.
And then it's worse if you have no idea what we're going to do. You know what I mean? The good thing they said, they were very appreciative that I took the time to distribute that money for the purpose of paying off the house, to distribute that money so they knew how much money was going to be spent on their funeral. We didn't count on something like this, but as I've mentioned in the past, when accidents happen, who knows what's going to happen. And I've had other instances that people have accidents and they don't die right away. Okay? People sometimes don't die right away. Sometimes they take some time to die. But thank God that I've made provisions for many of my clients. And I had a case here in FAR where the man, he was riding his motorcycle. It started to rain and it wasn't raining hard. It was drizzling. And you know how that is. That road is slippery. And he slipped and he crashed into a post and it took him a while to die, unfortunately. But we paid off his home. His wife no longer had a mortgage. We paid off the funeral. She no longer had to worry about that. And the money that was left over was enough for her not to worry, how things are. Most couples, both of them have to work. Mom and dad have to work to make ends meet, and of course I usually beg them, please don't overspend, don't go out and buy a brand new car. And unfortunately, Richard, I went back in 3 months and what do you think I saw there in the parking lot? I need a car. Yeah. I told, man, that car just lost $7,000-8,000 the moment you drove it off. Oh, but I've never had a new car and this and that. And okay, well, what can you do? You try to help them. And of course, you always have those other little problems that come when somebody passes away and they know that you have money. I cannot mention the name of these people because they're usually relatives. So they come and ask, hey, you know what? I'm going to do a quinceañera. Could I borrow $10,000? They really shouldn't say borrow. Richard, they should just say, why don't you just give it to me? Because they're never going to pay it back. Okay. It's the reality of things. Hey, you know what? I'm going to get married. Can I borrow some money? Yeah. That's not coming back. It's not coming back. But that's why we have the mortgage cancellation to help them from abusing their relatives who at the moment are in pain or whatever the situation is. Is there anything you would like to ask? I'm sorry.
No. I just want to remind everyone you're watching RubenRubioTX on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all of our links to our social media as well as ask a question on RubenRubioTX.com. And if you'd like to set up an appointment with Ruben Rubio, you can also visit our website. And there's a contact form. When's the best time to get a hold of you? We're talking about beneficiaries, and why would someone want to change beneficiaries at some point in life?
Well, unfortunately, Richard, life takes changes, makes changes that we are not expected. Let's say one of them, unfortunately, there's a divorce. Okay, they divorce, so that person is no longer your spouse, and you don't want that person to receive your part of the proceeds. You want it to go to somebody else, per se your kids, per se to pay off the house. Or here's the other part, unfortunately. You get into a fight with your family, your brother, your sister, the one that was the beneficiary, and you know what, yo no quiero saber nada de él. I don't want to know anything about him no more. Those things happen, Or you have a fight with the in-laws, which, I keep telling people, look, you've got to take everything with a grain of salt. It's like when children fight, they fight, but what happens? 20, 30 minutes later, ay, andan abrazados, jugando like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And I tell them,
Yeah.
wait on changing beneficiaries. I'll do it. I don't have a problem. But just wait for the smoke to calm down and the dust to calm down and everything's okay. But sometimes people don't. No. Cámbialo. Like they say on TV, dump the dude. Okay, so I have to do that.
Yeah. So like let's say there are no beneficiaries named. What happens then? Like if they
Okay,
don't
well
have
then
family?
we're going back to the problem about the probate, and that's why I'm very emphasizing on my clients. Whenever I go do a policy service, I want to check who the beneficiaries are, and I want to check that everything's okay. Like I mentioned before, some people no longer have family members, so what I do is I absolute assignment some of these policies directly to the funeral home. So what will happen? So the money that's there in the insurance will be paid off the funeral, will be paying the flowers, the escort, whoever's going to come and minister, the cards, all those things, because we got to get ready. Something happens, we don't want to be caught off guard. It's just one of those things. Like I've mentioned before in this year, because of the pandemic, I've had people that both husband and wife have passed away. They've had kids that have passed away, and that's why you need to be sure that your policies are up to date on the proper beneficiaries, because that is important. Now, if there's no beneficiaries and somebody passes away, again we go to the problem. Now the state of Texas takes over, because we are in Texas, and every state has their different laws and they apply mostly the same. I've got clients in California and Illinois and Iowa and Kentucky. I've got clients in Florida. I've got clients in Colorado, and I've got clients all over the place. So I look at their specific rules, and since my company represents many of these states that they are allowed to sell, I have access to the proper forms to do the proper changes, so my clients won't have a problem later on. Mm-hmm.
And I guess one last question is like, will let's say I write down a will and put certain things on the will. Will that affect the beneficiaries on the insurance policy?
No, it won't. No, it won't, Richard, because what you write on your life insurance, it supersedes the will of the will. Why? Because a will is something that you're leaving your children from your existing assets. It's an existing benefit. On the life insurance, it's a life insurance proceeds. So those are different from the living assets. Remember, if you give somebody $500,000 from your life insurance, oh, but they're getting part of the property from your mom and dad. Hey, guess what? The total is more than $650,000. Now you have to pay taxes on that money. That's as simple as that. That I don't make it. It's a national thing. So there are reasons why it's important to sit down and talk to me, because I can offer you the way for you not to pay extra on those proceeds, death proceeds. And some people have told me, oh, well, I'm a lawyer. Yeah, but being a lawyer doesn't mean you're a tax expert. Being a lawyer doesn't mean you know the rules. I can tell you on my part what I can do, but something on the legal side, that would run into a different type of lawyer that handles real estate and handles property, which of course you go to when you do a will. Nowadays a will costs $900 at least minimum for a basic will. And both mommy and daddy need to have one, because if you don't have one, the state of Texas, of course, will provide one for you, and you more than likely will not like it.
And I guess the final question would be then, like, how often should we update or check on for beneficiaries? Like, if I were to
As often as you can, at least once a year. Like I said, unfortunately, things happen. People pass away or people get sick and they can no longer exert their position in dealing with the financial responsibilities of being a beneficiary. Like I said, most beneficiaries are the ones that are going to go to the funeral home to do the absolute assignment to assign money so they can pay for the funeral. Some people are going to receive money to pay off the family debt. Hey, you know what? We owe the house. We got to pay this. Hey, you know what? We owe the cars. We got to pay this off. Because that bill doesn't disappear. Somebody has to pay for it. And it's as simple and as basic as that. And that's what I'm telling you. That's why you need an agent that's going to take care of you. I recently visited a lady last week that said, Mr. Rubio, you know what? I borrowed $400 from my policy. I now owe about $800. Why is that? Oh, because the agent was supposed to tell you that you were supposed to pay back that money. I've had that company for 20 years. I said, well, they're not doing their job. That's why you need somebody that can come by and do the proper job. And then, of course, going back to what we're talking about, beneficiaries, I said, and who is so-and-so? Oh, he died a long time ago. Ma'am, he's the first beneficiary. What? They never changed it? Well, there's no change here in the policy. And who's so-and-so on as the second beneficiary? Oh, no, ese ya no, dice, él y yo tenemos problemas, we have problems. Oh, then, we need to rectify this now. We need to rectify this now, because then, again, Richard, as you asked, well, what happens when there's no beneficiaries? There's a major problem. There's money and nobody can claim it because those persons died or passed away, or vice versa, something happened. So it's very important to be checking every year or every 2 years to make sure that you've got everything right. And of course, as I tell people, we don't remember everything. I've got clients that call me, hey, Mr. Rubio, do you remember who my beneficiaries are? And I said, first of all, who are you? And where do you live? Which city? Soy la señora Martinez. Okay, from what city? No te acuerdas? You don't remember? I see so many people every year, every day, and every other day. So I'm not going to remember everybody. There are clients that I remember very well because they stick to your noggin, but not everybody.
Well, that was a pretty interesting stream. I just want to thank everyone that has stuck with us here on RubenRubioTX, whether you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions or if you'd like to follow us across any of these social medias, you can find our links and a form fill out on RubenRubioTX.com. And if you need to set up an appointment with Ruben Rubio to discuss what your life insurance options are, and if you want to set up beneficiaries, we will be more than happy to assist you and help you leave that legacy for your loved ones. Any closing thoughts?
Yes, any closing thoughts? Right now, the company has updated our form of selling to people. There's a criteria for U.S. citizens. There's a criteria for alien residents. And now there is even a criteria for people that have ITN numbers that are here in the U.S., who are not citizens yet and who are not residents yet, but still, I can now offer them life insurance. And most of them don't need a driver's license. Now, remember, in the state of Texas, you have to have a driver's license to have a life insurance policy. The majority of our policies ask for it, except for if it's our graded benefits, which are the policies where the person's a little bit more sick, has high blood pressure, diabetes, has health issues. They don't ask for the Social Security. Well, they don't ask for the driver's license number, but I can sell them anyway. But now I can send somebody that's applying that has an ITN number. We can offer them up to $25,000 benefit for themselves and their family members in the event something happens. Well, they are human too, and they will need to be buried, and you know how things are. It costs money, mucho dinero.
There you go, folks. Thank you for joining us, and Once again, this is RubenRubioTX, and you can find all the information you need at RubenRubioTX.com. Our social media, our forms to ask questions and set up an appointment. And until next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll see you then.
Yeah, be here or be square. What can I say? Thank you, everybody.
Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Rubén Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible.